Today, I'll introduce the many entrepreneurial options available to aspiring business owners. We'll look at the difference between launching something entirely new and entering a model that has already been tested, such as buying into an established opportunity. The goal is not to suggest that one path is universally best, but to help clarify the choices and considerations behind each. Understanding your options is a first step toward making a thoughtful, realistic decision as you begin developing a business plan. Entrepreneurship begins with recognizing a market opportunity and deciding how to turn that opportunity into a viable venture. That requires organizing the right resources, including capital, talent, and strategy. It's important to remember that entrepreneurship doesn't follow a single path. Different models, ownership structures, and entry strategies come with different levels of risk, resource needs, and growth potential. So, the first practical decision in any business plan is choosing the model that best fits your goals, your skills, and the resources you can realistically access. This slide outlines 3 ways to start a new venture. An independent startup offers the greatest creative control and potential upside, but also demands the most effort and carries the highest risk. A home-based business provides a more accessible starting point, with lower overhead and flexible hours, making it useful for testing an idea before expanding. Finally, an online or e-commerce business can reach customers globally without requiring much physical infrastructure. The key choice is matching the venture model to your resources, goals, and tolerance for risk. Buying an existing business can provide a faster path to revenue because I'm not starting from zero. The acquisition may already include a customer base, trained employees, supplier relationships, and operating systems. The biggest advantage is reduced startup risk, especially when the business has proven cash flow that can support financing. However, this option requires thorough due diligence to identify hidden liabilities or operational concerns. I also need to recognize that the purchase price often includes goodwill and brand reputation, not just physical assets or current earnings. Option 3 is franchising, a licensing arrangement that gives an entrepreneur the right to use an established brand, operating system, and support structure in exchange for fees and royalties. The key advantage is a proven business model. Franchisees benefit from brand recognition, training, and marketing support, which can significantly reduce the risk of failure. The trade-off is reduced independence. Franchisees must follow strict brand standards, leaving less room for creativity, while continuing to pay royalties over time. So, franchising offers structure and support, but not complete control. Family business represents a unique entrepreneurial path, with built-in trust, shared history, and often access to existing capital. These companies account for over 70% of global GDP, making them one of the most common forms of entrepreneurship worldwide. The advantages include a clear leadership pipeline and a shared vision, but succession planning is often overlooked. Family relationships can also complicate business decisions, creating conflict. And while a strong culture can be a major asset, it may sometimes lead to resistance toward outside ideas and innovation. Corporate entrepreneurship, or entrepreneurship, is about operating like an entrepreneur within an established company. Entrepreneurs create new products, develop business lines, or improve internal processes while drawing on the organization's existing resources. The key advantage is combining entrepreneurial challenge with corporate support. This matters because large companies increasingly depend on this kind of talent to remain competitive. Even internal ventures need disciplined planning, including budgets, return on investment projections, and market analysis. That makes entrepreneurship not only an innovation path, but also a valuable opportunity to build practical business planning experience. Option 6 focuses on social entrepreneurship, where business becomes a vehicle for addressing social, environmental, or community challenges. The defining idea is a dual bottom line: financial sustainability alongside measurable social impact. These ventures may take the form of nonprofits, B corporations, or mission-driven for-profit companies. So, a strong business plan must explain not only how the organization will generate enough revenue to continue operating, but also how it will track and demonstrate the change it creates. That combination can help attract both impact investors and grant funding. This slide compares four paths at a glance, each with a different balance of risk, control, cost, and support. A new venture offers the most creative freedom and potential reward, but also carries the highest risk. An acquisition provides a proven model and faster revenue, though it requires a greater upfront investment. Franchising adds brand support and may reduce the likelihood of failure, but limits autonomy. Finally, family or social opportunities rely on relational capital and shared mission, with dynamics that are often unique to the people involved. Every strong business plan begins with a clear entrepreneurial choice. That choice shapes your ownership structure, financing strategy, legal entity, and market positioning. Before moving forward, I need to be honest about what I'm building and what I'm willing to manage. Am I creating a lifestyle business, or am I aiming for scale? Do I want the proven model of an established approach, or the creative freedom of building something new? And finally, what is my capacity for risk, both financially and emotionally? These answers provide the foundation for every decision that follows. The key takeaway is that entrepreneurship has many legitimate paths, from startups and franchises to family businesses and social ventures. The right model should match your risk tolerance, capital, skills, and vision, not just market trends. That choice also shapes your entire business plan, from operations to financials and marketing.